The stone walls are visible long before you reach them. They rise above the plain like a promise of safety. Towers, battlements, heavy wooden gates reinforced with iron. To a medieval traveler, a city means survival. Beyond the walls lie forests, bandits, and lawlessness. Inside the walls, there's order. Inside the walls, there's protection. But what appears to be a refuge is actually a carefully built trap. Imagine entering a city in the 14th century. The gates close behind you with a deep, final sound. Once they shut, you are inside, and leaving will not be easy. Medieval cities were not designed for comfort or health. They were designed for defense. Every square foot of space served one purpose: to fit as many people as possible behind the smallest wall possible. The streets are narrow, crooked, and dark. Many are less than 6 feet wide. Houses lean inward, their upper floors almost touching, blocking sunlight and trapping damp air below. Even at midday, the city feels dim. Moisture never fully dries. Mud and waste build up year after year. The ground floors of most homes are not living spaces. They are used to store goods or animals. Pigs, chickens, goats, sometimes even cows, live under the same roof as people. Humans and animals breathe the same air. They share the same space. Disease thrives in these conditions. The smell hits you immediately, not just unpleasant, overwhelming. A mix of smoke, rot, animal waste, and human filth. There is no sewer system. None. Every household uses chamber pots. At night, they are filled. In the morning, they are emptied directly into the street, sometimes from a window above. If you are lucky, someone shouts a warning before dumping it. If you are not, you learn the hard way. Rain does not clean the city. It spreads the waste, turning streets into flowing rivers of filth. This contamination seeps everywhere. Into shoes, into homes, into the air, and worse, into the water. Wells are the primary source of drinking water. They are often dug only a few yards away from latrines and waste pits. Human waste and drinking water share the same underground space. The people don't know about bacteria. They don't understand contamination. They believe illness comes from bad air, divine punishment, or fate. So they pray, they burn incense, and they drink poisoned water. The city is crowded beyond its limits. Newcomers arrive every day, drawn by the promise of safety. The walls cannot expand, so the population compresses inward. Privacy disappears. Personal space becomes a memory. And this pressure is only the beginning, because the medieval city is not just dirty. It is fragile. Fire is a constant threat. Most buildings are made of wood. Roofs are thatched and dry. One overturned candle, one unattended hearth, can erase entire neighborhoods in a single night. When fire breaks out, there is no fire department. Only buckets, prayers, and desperate demolition. But fire and filth are not the deadliest enemies inside the walls. The real danger is invisible, and it is already spreading. The real danger inside a medieval city is not what you can see. It's what you can't. It moves silently through the streets, through homes, through bodies, disease. In the medieval world, cities are perfect incubators for sickness. Crowded, filthy, sealed behind walls. When illness appears, it doesn't stay local. It spreads with terrifying speed. People live packed together, sometimes 10 or more in a single room. They share beds. They share clothing. They share air. There is no understanding of germs, no concept of infection. Doctors believe illness is caused by bad air, unbalanced humors, or divine punishment. The cure is bloodletting, prayer, herbs that do nothing. And while they treat symptoms, the disease keeps moving. Rats flourish in medieval cities. They live in cellars, walls, markets, and granaries. They feed on waste and spilled grain. They are everywhere, and on those rats live fleas. When plague arrives, it rides silently on their backs. A single ship docking at a harbor, a single merchant caravan entering the gates. That's all it takes. Within days, people begin to fall ill. Fever, chills, swollen lymph nodes the size of apples. Within weeks, entire neighborhoods collapse. The dead are not removed fast enough. There are too many. Bodies pile up inside homes, in streets, in churches. Graveyards overflow. Mass graves are dug outside the walls, sometimes inside them. The smell of death becomes constant. Authorities respond the only way they know how. They close gates. They seal houses. They lock the sick inside with the healthy. Red crosses are painted on doors. Families are trapped inside, waiting. Food is lowered through windows. Sometimes it never comes. Doctors wear masks filled with herbs, believing scent will protect them. It doesn't. Priests walk the streets ringing bells, announcing the dead. Cart after cart rolls through the city collecting bodies. Bring out your dead. The phrase becomes routine. And plague is not the only killer. Dysentery spreads through contaminated water. Typhoid follows. Smallpox tears through children. Infant mortality is staggering. In some cities, half of all children die before the age of 5. If you survive childhood, there is no guarantee of adulthood. Malnutrition weakens immune systems. Bread is often made from spoiled grain. Alcohol replaces water. The city slowly poisons its own population. And yet, people cannot leave. During outbreaks, escape is forbidden. Fleeing spreads disease. Punishments are severe. Guards patrol the gates. Leaving without permission can mean execution. The walls that promise safety now function as a prison. Riots break out when food runs short. Fear turns neighbors against each other. Foreigners, the poor, and the sick are blamed. Scapegoats are punished, sometimes burned. Order breaks down. The medieval city reveals its true nature, a machine that concentrates humanity and amplifies its suffering. But despite all of this, people endure. They adapt. They learn patterns, even if they don't understand causes. Some cities introduce quarantine. Ships are held offshore for 40 days. The word quarantine is born. Others widen streets after fires. They ban animals from living spaces. They slowly, painfully improve. But in the medieval world, progress is slow, and death is always faster. By the time an outbreak ends, the city is changed forever. Families erased, trades lost, knowledge gone. Survival is random, memory is short, and once the bells stop ringing, life begins again.